Lakers and Kyrie Irving rumors are not going away anytime soon. An anonymous Western Conference GM says there's not an overwhelming sentiment from the Lakers that they want to sign Kyrie this offseason and that LeBron James is the one that wants it to happen. So, Kat, should the Lakers should they want
What's this guy doing?
Kyrie Irving?
Why he's on my back like
I
this?
just can't wait to hear what you say.
This is unbelievable, man. Listen, the harassment is crazy. I'm just telling you right now. I'm not going to stand for it, okay? I think so. I truly think so. Now, listen, Slick made a great point. If we can, you got to keep the young guys. Hachimura, right? Find a way to keep Reeves. Mm-hmm. And then have Kyrie to close games out, because he didn't have to do too much. Because if you have a LeBron James, you have an AD, I'm all for it because I love Kyrie. I just think in certain situations, like Kyrie when he left Cleveland and he went to Boston, I think after that he said, you know, I was a little immature. I shouldn't have said what I said, blah, blah, blah.
It was in Boston.
Right, because becoming the leader of a team is very hard. LeBron James is great at that.
Right.
But LeBron James is going to be in his 21st season. That's a lot of miles. So now to close games out, you don't think if Kyrie was there instead of D'Lo, if you don't think if Kyrie was there to close things out, the Lakers would go farther?
Yeah.
They would go farther. Yeah. So I would want Kyrie on that team because now you relieve LeBron James because he took a different position, this year, pretty much. Austin Reeves kind of playmaking more. And then AD also. He can kind of take it doesn't have to be so much pressure. He can be the third guy. LeBron can be the second guy. And then you can have the other guys fill in. Hachimura, Austin Reeves. I don't even know if he may be third. I don't know. But my point is, Kyrie's a closer. He's a gamer. And he doesn't have to control the game, but as long as he can control that fourth. Did he lead the league in fourth quarter points this year?
Yep.
Exactly. Yep. So all you got to do is just relax into the fourth quarter. Who's going to stop him when you have LeBron, AD, Austin Reeves, and all? I just think that, yes, you try to get Kyrie.
I mean, I think it would be an amazing fit if you don't have to give up depth and a whole lot of youth. Like, he's, to your point, the most fourth quarter points to end the season. And you know what Kyrie is, and more importantly, LeBron knows what Kyrie is.
Yeah.
And they know what they are together. So you don't have any kind of the personality adjustments. Kyrie's in LA all the time. It's not like this is a fit that works if you can keep everything together. The question that always comes up is how much depth are you giving up and for what? Like, what's the trade-off? Because you saw what happened in Dallas, and that wasn't even Kyrie's fault. At this point, you know what Kyrie is. So if you're going to give up a bunch of defensive depth and then be mad that you're adding Kyrie and you don't have defense, well, you shouldn't be in a position to make those moves then, because you can't ask a player to be something that they're not at this point in Kyrie's career. So I think it's an amazing fit. But Shady, what do you think?
I love the move too. And two things you guys said makes a lot of sense. You can't give up too much, right? Because I think the core right now would be LeBron James, you got Austin Reeves, and you have
Anthony
Davis, right? And you want to keep that. You don't want to mess around with that. And I think that if you get a guy like Kyrie Irving, it takes the pressure off for Anthony Davis. You know, when we talk about Anthony Davis having these bad moments where he's a no-show, it's only really on offense, right? Yeah. So now you take that offensive pressure that you need to produce.
Great point.
And you give it to Kyrie Irving. Because we know Kyrie Irving can score. That's what he does. So I think that if they could just find a way to get Kyrie Irving, it would be a great deal.
And then Anthony Davis, really quick, Anthony Davis, he's great. He's a great finisher.
Yes.
Kyrie can put him in position to finish.
Make it real
Austin
easy.
Reeves puts him in position. LeBron James puts him in. I think, to me, and I want you to go, if Kyrie was 6'5", 6'6", to me, now this is going to be a crazy thing on the internet. I think he is the best offensive player we have ever seen if he was 6'5", 6'6". Most talented, I'm telling you right now. But go.
How am I supposed to follow that?
I mean, listen.
Should the Lakers want Kyrie Irving? Sure. Should they want Kyrie Irving at any cost? No. They went through that. It's why there's reluctance on the Lakers' part. Because they did that for LeBron. LeBron driving this, we want Kyrie. They did that for him to get Russ Westbrook. And how did that turn out? So the Lakers feel a little bit snake bit in terms of following that. Now, if I can get Kyrie Irving for D'Lo in a sign and trade. I don't know how you could make that happen, but let's say that the Dallas Mavericks are desperate and they don't want to be empty-handed. And we've seen that happen before. The Warriors did it with Kevin Durant, and D'Angelo Russell was the consolation prize for him leaving. Then I could see potentially where that would work. But let's be clear at where the Lakers are. Like, just for them to hold together this particular team, which is retain Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura and be the team that they were at the end of the season, the idea that they're going to get markedly better is really a stretch. Getting a Kyrie Irving for a D'Angelo Russell really is the only way that I can see in which you'd say we're better coming back than we were. And even then, you're talking about you're going to let Jared Vanderbilt go. Can you re-sign Dennis Schroeder? Like, there's they had a lot of pieces that contributed to them getting where they ended up. And I don't know that they're going to be able to keep all those pieces. And you are looking at me, Joy, like with the skepticism that I can't say I'm not used to it, but I don't see it all the time. So what's bothering you?
I mean, because Kyrie is not coming in to be a role player. Like, Kyrie is a legitimate superstar. He might have some deficiencies on the defensive end of the ball, but you're not bringing him in to do that. So if you're sacrificing up some, younger talents.
Yes.
Is Kyrie's contributions not going to make up for that? Yeah.
Well, if you're giving up a Jared Vanderbilt, who is a defensive stopper, if you're giving up a Dennis Schroeder, who is a defensive stopper, then...
So replace those defensive stoppers.
With
other players.
Those guys are pretty good.
They are very good.
It's not easy to find complementary players that can play defense at the level of those two guys.
I mean,
hold on.
But those guys are also, like, Schroeder, okay. Like, I'll have some conversations about how you replace Schroeder.
Right.
But offensively, what you're bringing in with Kyrie...
Do you think that amplifies them so much offensively that it compensates for what you're losing defensively? We didn't see that with the Dallas Mavericks.
No, but also the Lakers and the Dallas Mavericks are not the same team. Like, that's their composition is completely different. Anthony Davis alone makes them a
better defensive
team than Dallas.
Agreed.
And Dallas was defensively deficient before they gave up stuff for Kyrie. So that put them even further in the hole.
Okay.
Like, we're not bringing in a role player. Kyrie is a legitimate star.
I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying.
I have a hard time comparing them, like, handedly, what the composition of the Dallas Mavericks team and the Lakers team this year. Also, the way the Lakers were in the Western Conference Finals this year.
Right.
Right. I don't think that they were in the Western Conference Finals solely because of the contributions of Dennis Schroeder and Vanderbilt.
No. But I'm not convinced, and obviously since Catino thinks that Kyrie Irving's the greatest offensive player ever if he was only 3 inches taller, that what Kyrie Irving gives them, like, I would be very careful what you are giving up and thinking that you're going to be better than the team was this year. And yes, they did get to the conference finals. They also got swept. And I hate to bring it up, LeBron James is not getting younger. Anthony Davis isn't necessarily getting healthier. And meanwhile, you got the Kings, the Nuggets, the Grizzlies. Like, you have all these young teams that are only going to be better next year.
I mean, I keep hearing about some of these other young teams. The Nuggets got there, but they have Jokic. Kat?
Listen, Rick makes little sense, but at the end of the day...
Little sense or
just a little,
little sense
just a
or
little,
sense?
a little sense where, think about this. I wouldn't give up Schroeder. I think Schroeder's a great backup.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, Vanderbilt, I don't know. Kyrie Irving. So whatever... the Lakers got swept. The Lakers in that sweep was a possession or two away from winning games. Kyrie Irving's winning those games because Vanderbilt, they had to put him on the bench.
Bro, we talking about...
They was putting him on the bench.
Schroeder and Vanderbilt. This is like...
Right, but they were putting him on the bench. He wasn't like he was in the fourth quarter closing games out. This wasn't the first round when he was doing that.
Right.
We're talking about the third round. We're talking about possession game. Kyrie Irving is closing them games out. Now, okay, you don't want to give up Schroeder, a whole bunch of them. But at the end of the day, Kyrie Irving, LeBron James, AD, Austin Reeves, Hachimura, I'm liking us.
I just want
I'm
to
liking them.
one question, because there's a lot back and forth. How much do you think that Schroeder and Vanderbilt did in the series against the Nuggets?
Vanderbilt, not a whole lot.
Okay, let's go to the Schroeder.
Schroeder, I think, was a big part of their defense. Big part of the defense.
He didn't play that well to me in that series. A lot of turnovers, a lot of bad.
Offensively?
But I think, hold on, but let me tell you why.
I'm just saying, and then the last part is like, you can't replace Schroeder?
But I'm going to tell you why. See, basketball's
I don't think you can just find.
But basketball's a rhythm sport because